up nicely. It's the Drew and Fuse Show. The Drew and Fuse Show. The Drew and Fuse Show. Yeah, they clean up nicely. Yeah.
Hello. Welcome back to another episode of the Drew and Fuse Show. There's another solo episode with just Drew and I. We've had a couple of these lately, and we've just enjoyed chatting.
Yeah. Sometimes it's tough to get guests on and fuck them. No, just kidding. I don't mean that. We love our guests, but we want to keep active here. So we're active and we're just going to chat it up. How was, we're going to get to the weekends here. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I played a gig on Saturday. I haven't played in a while, and you've played there before. My Friday was pretty normal. We had a big event in town called Blink. It's like takes over the whole city, and they do this lighting and projection mapping and all that, and it brings a lot of people out. So Friday was pretty normal, but Saturday my gig was crazy. It was super busy. I played at Igby's, which you've played before, but I haven't played there in like 4 years. So it was kind of weird to be going back and playing there, and just I kind of prepped a lot because I hadn't played the gig in a while, and I make sure I want to, had stuff prepared in case it went a different direction than I thought it would. It was a good weekend, and I had a good time playing there.
Was it busy?
It was very busy. In fact, because of the Blink stuff, it took me I left my house at like 8:45 for a 10 p.m. start time gig, and it takes me like 8 minutes to get downtown and parked typically, and I didn't even walk into the gig until 9:55.
Those are almost times when I, like we have air shows and stuff down here. It's
right.
Pretty much I always Uber just because I can't fucking handle how nuts it is.
Right.
Yeah,
I didn't.
That's just become like a standard for me. If I know it's a shitty weekend, it's like, fuck it, I'm Ubering.
Yeah, I ended up parking up down at my parking spot, on the banks, and walking up. And I walked up to the 6 blocks up there. So, I mean, 6 blocks isn't bad, but it's just a walk when you're carrying your DJ backpack.
So I know that venue. It's you DJ upstairs. How I played there recently with me and Kevin Scott and Simo. It's really weird because the way it's laid out is there's another bar on the same level, but it's across the way from you. So I feel like I'm DJing to those people that are up top more than the people that are down below. Do you have to just keep looking down? And
I always
focusing?
look down. Yeah. I feel like that's, it was like once I got kind of going, I felt like it was like riding a bike and that everything was fine. But I always, make sure to check under and see what's going on down there. And sometimes I enjoy playing there because it's not so much of a big dancey spot. Sure, people will start to dance, but it's kind of nice because you can kind of broaden your range of what you're playing versus like playing stuff that only is like dance floor. And if you don't, if you're playing for a dance floor, it's like, and you play something a little out there, then everybody's like, huh? But then, there kind of, you can make stuff ride a little bit,
Yeah, I like that. It's similar to the bungalow.
Right.
We're off in the corner, so we're not prominent. So people are just vibing the whole time until they find out where you're at. And then they're like, hey, there you are. Here's 20 requests.
Right. For sure. Let's see. Sunday, I had a thing at the ballpark. It was like our year-end rap party that I went to. And then Joe Bunn came into town for another DJ event that was going on. A guy by Jonathan Klein is his name. He DJs around town, does a lot of events and stuff for some one of the local breweries called Braxton. And he invited Joe to his rebranding event. So Joe was in town, and I got to hang out with him and take him to eat some Skyline chili. We also went to another Cincinnati staple spot, Jeff Ruby's. And, we got to see some of the Blink stuff too while walking around and checking out downtown and all that. So that was cool to hang out with him.
Explain what that is exactly. I think you're kind of brushing over how amazing this sounds.
Blink is like a big event in Cincy that it's like, it spans the whole city, and they light up different buildings and have these like art installments and like pop-up parties and like all this stuff that's going on around town. It is cool, and I'm not trying to dog it, I think a lot of it ends up looking really, really cool in photos and videos, and then some of it when in person, you're just like, "Meh." That's also probably because I'm in this DJ world of lighting, and I've seen the projection mapping, I've seen, Astera tubes and, like, all this stuff, used for so many different events already. It's not that I'm not impressed by it, it's just I feel like I see it all the time. But people come out and it's a great event for the city and, like, in terms of bringing people out. It's very, like, family oriented and, you know, um, it's a massive, massive event, They're saying, like, millions of people came downtown for it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that just DJing, getting flown to play in smaller markets. These kind of cities need anything they can get people to get the fuck out of their house, right? Uh,
Right.
People love staying inside, and just getting them to get out and spend money can sometimes be the challenge of like, come downtown, we have so much to offer, you know. Um,
Right.
so something like this really just pulls people out, and I have seen it. It looks amazing, but it would be weird to like. I guess you just post up, and I guess they have them high enough to where you could kind of see them. But it's going to
Yes, it's
music.
some of it's, like,
It's
interactive,
DJ.
some of it's, like, interactive where you go open this door and there's, like, an LED wall behind it, and then it looks like something and, some of it's cool. They had, like, a built skate park at one of the installments, and there's people, like, skating and stuff, and, some of it's cooler than others, and then some of it is just, like, they projection mapped something on a mural. But the other cool part is, like, they get murals, like, painted on stuff to projection map it so they can make it kind of look live or whatever. It's awesome for the people that it brings down to the city, and that's why it's neat.
It's all for music. It's all music. Not like each little area has music, or not really.
Yes and no. Like they have DJs at some of the different areas and all of that. It just kind of depends on the installation and where it's at and what's going on with it. But I would say there was a lot of different music stages and stuff like that as well. How was your weekend? What'd you do this weekend?
Oh, just to leave off on that, maybe we need to figure out for next year how to somehow get involved in DJing. Is there like a stage or something?
Yeah, possibly it could work. Could figure something out, maybe.
My weekend was just all clubs, nightclubs. It's Halloween week month, and I think I mentioned this last time. I normally October is crazy as fuck, and I just like to keep this one mellow. I consider working 4 nights at nightclubs mellow, but they it was a lot of fun. Thursday was my emo night, and that was good. But we were competing with the We Are Young festival, so didn't wasn't as full. Didn't have as many of the kids there, so kind of opened it
Right.
up format wise a little bit. Still doing good, but using a lot more mashups and a lot more stuff to really walk the line of keeping the format and keeping everybody interested that don't know about it.
Hmm.
We have lots of visuals going on and flyers, so people figure it out real quick, but doesn't stop the request from coming in. So I'm just getting
Right.
pulled in every direction. It's the night's been going great. We have great numbers, and it helps keep it interesting for me that it's walking the line because I have so many regulars now that I gotta come correct fresh every single time with something new. So I love the gig, and yeah, like I said, it's just
It's
keeping
hard
it fresh.
doing a theme, especially that theme is hard to do every week. It's hard to pull off. You have to I think, if people are listening, I don't think a lot of guys do themes all the time. So you doing a theme every week is something that really takes a lot of work and a thought and new edits and keeping things fresh. And I just want that to be like something that people know, like you have to do that or it's just the same thing every single
Right.
time.
But it keeps it fresh. I like that I've been expanding it and just getting very unique with it.
Right.
And it's really an era thing. It's not, it says emo is like the first word on it, but it's emo, alternative, rock. It's kind of more of just like the whole era. I do a lot of the indie pop stuff, so it's very broad of what I could do. But
Right.
seeing what these kids think is emo is funny. Oh, it's only rock and emo. Oh, play the Foo Fighters. You're like, oh, okay, that's not emo, but I'll take it that you at least know
Right.
know a song. You're not bugging me for Pitbull. It's interesting. And then Friday we had it was my normal club gig, a lot more open format, typically very young, very young, 21 to 25, and a lot of pop. But this was not a buyout, but they bought a ton of tables. So the Penske racing team came in and they had bought out like all the tables for a wedding they had the next day. It was just a little bit older crowd, 30s to 40s. So not my typical crowd, and my typical crowd's like, what's up with all the dressed up geezers?
Right.
Because they're all young, and wanting the chaperones and Sabrina Carpenter's and House and all that stuff. And here I am down playing a lot of 2000s and 2010s hip hop. That's where those mashups just come in. I've been putting a good crate of older mashup with newer vocals or vice versa. It helps keep it both sides happy and pushing.
Right. And I know you're downplaying this a little bit because you're a seasoned pro DJ. But, even if you have a residency, and especially a residency that does bottle service, the dynamic can change sometimes when you have a big spender come in. And, you can get thrown for a loop a little bit on how the direction of the night's going to go, because you have a manager that's going to kind of be breathing down your neck a little bit more when a big company or something, big artist, something comes in where they're spending 10, 20, 30K on a bottle service. That changes the dynamic of anything, because it's like, let's say your bar, for example, does an average of 50K in sales, and you guys do bottle service and all that. Well, now you just upped your sales by, half of that. You kind of got to cater to them because they are spending a little bit of money.
Well,
And
I was, and the manager was texting me from the back. He's like, oh shit, bringing out the not the oldies, but he's like, bringing out some old shit. And I'm like, I'm in the wedding bag right now, but trying to get everybody going. But it's like anything these days. It's a super fucking fine line, because these people also don't want to be considered old, right? They're the ones that'll chirp at you real quick and be like, what's with all the old shit? Play some new stuff. And so you got to be quick on not making them feel old, but at least giving them their nostalgia from time to time. It worked out. It was a great night. Luckily they were there early, so I was able to make them super happy for the first hour and a half. I started a little earlier than normal since we knew they were coming in. And then, all the regular kids came, and it is wild to watch their faces. They're like, I like all this, but what the fuck is happening right now?
it's not a that different it's world. Even bad. It's just different sometimes, it's like
super different.
Right. And
it's not the way they're used to partying.
I'm sure we're going to get some DJ in the comments that's going to be like, well, if you were mixing it up enough each week, you wouldn't have that problem, and that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about, how the dynamic of the night can change when that happens,
I do mix it up every week, but that being said, I play really new there because it's all young kids, and I purposely try and keep it super young, because I don't want it to turn into the crusties. They're not crusties, but the older folks that want to be hip, they come in all the time, and they're like, play something we know. It's like, it's just, this ain't gonna be the room for you. I'm sorry, you're gonna leave at 10:30, and these kids are gonna stay out till 2 and spend money. So this is what this venue is, and having catering but not going off format, is what I find to be key for it.
A lot of those rooms and stuff that does bottle service, you're catering to the bottle service people are there because the young people are there. And that's why you're able to sell bottle service, because it's young, hip, and cool. And that's why they still come and spend money. They want to go to the cool, hot spot. So
remember
it's like
that Foo Fighters documentary where Dave Grohl is talking about going to Austin, I want to say it's Austin or Nashville, and he's talking about how all of the rich people wanted to live downtown and be hip, but then they started having kids, and then they're like, turn it down, and they just complain. They literally moved next door to the party, and then they're like just pissed off at the party. So that's where I find this to be so much the truth. It's like, well, I want to be there when I want to be there. But then
Right.
when I'm ready to go to bed, then you need to turn it down because it's too fucking, I need to get in my PJs. So that's where I don't want that place to turn into, an oldies town. Because, man, sometimes these rich old people are fucking more obnoxious than the young kids
Oh,
because they're
$100%.
so fucking demanding, dude. It's just drives me nuts and rude as fuck because they're not used to going out. They got money to spend, right? They just throw
Mhm.
money at, make it go away, and it's like, well, you're not paying me,
Right.
you know. But I
Right.
want to keep you here, but you're not paying me.
And it goes back to that whole thing. It's like the only reason you're there is because it's the young hot spot. And it's like, no, but play this. And it's like what you say. Are we in the same room right now? Are you watching what I'm watching?
Some that night, some lady came out, was playing house, and the whole dance floor is going crazy. It's slammed, and she comes up, she's like, "Play Juvenile," and I go, "Fucking Juvenile? What?" I go, "You're in the same room that I'm in," and she looked back and she's like, "Nobody's dancing," and I started laughing. I was dying because she's just being a bitch at that point. But you're going, come on, stop, get out of here.
Juvenile. Oh God, and I know where I'm gonna get heat for saying this one because there's gonna be so many people that are gonna disagree. And it's like, dude, I play to the 21, 22, 23 every Friday. The Juvenile back that ass up is falling off so hard.
And it's
So hard.
not one that carried over, not at
No,
all. Nope.
no. And what's
Maybe
funny
down
as I
south,
maybe, yeah,
maybe,
maybe.
maybe
But
down south.
for 21 to 25, it's not happening.
No,
It's not working.
it
And
barely works at my weddings anymore, and I have the super fucking short edit.
right, right. And with that being said, Juvenile's coming to Cincinnati in December for it's like the 25 years or 20 years of back that ass up, and I'm going. I got tickets.
What's that record like? Oh, 03, oh 05? Oh no,
Oh
it's oh
shit.
01. It's like a 2001. I
Uh
was
so we got to say what it is. It's 1998.
well, fuck there. Who am I?
98.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it makes it even worse. So that was my Friday. Saturday, slam night at the bungalow was fucking fun. It was out of control. So much fun. A lot of house mashups. Yeah, I'm not the center of focus. It's just a house party vibe. So get away with just about anything. Just a blast. So much fun. And then Sunday was mellow. I was back at bungalow. It was mellow because in LA we had just about every sports team was playing. So we had Dodgers trying to clinch the World Series, Rams and
Right.
Raiders, which is big rivalry. Niners were playing the Chiefs, so everybody was sportsed out.
Before we get to our DMS picks of the week, one thing I want to mention is just a couple of big songs that worked for me this weekend. These aren't necessarily my picks. Well, one of them is. I really gave up playing Party Rock Anthem a while ago, and it was one of the bigger songs that I played this weekend. I played it a couple times recently and got pretty big reactions from it, whereas I felt like for a while it was just flat. And, so I brought that back, and it was one of the bigger reactions of the night. Is there anything that you remember playing that was super big this weekend?
Yes, I had a request for Charlie XCX, but the girl was like, "Just mash it up and make it interesting." So I had a bootleg from EMKAY.
Mhm.
It's Charlie XCX 360 versus the new Fisher, his latest single, "Boost Up," and that was super big. Everyone was stoked on that one. But Fisher, anything Fisher goes off. Something I brought back from the graveyard, like you're saying, was
Yeah.
Green Velvet's Shake and Pop.
Oh, I love that track. I love
I,
that track.
I did like a little edit of that, and that was fun. Got some looks. It fits in enough.
Yeah.
It could probably use a modern day refresher, but no, it was good. It was fun.
And then you played, a lot of One Direction this weekend in the news of the passing of Liam Payne.
Yeah, that's right. Mostly just what makes you beautiful, and then I did also I have like a little super short edit with the na 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 acapella out,
Uh-huh.
and I went into Live While You're Young right after that, into a little wordplay of
Yeah.
Die Young into, the bit. It
I
was
I
good.
pl
It was
I
they were big. The whole
oh
weekend they got screams.
oh
Yeah,
my god,
screams.
same. I made 4 new edits of One Direction songs, some of which well, I'll be honest with you, the most I really ever played of recent is What Makes You Beautiful, and it
Right.
does okay, but it obviously, this weekend, it crushed. I played One Direction Perfect, an edit I made that comes right into the hook, and it crushed. I played Best Song Ever, it crushed, and I played One Thing, and that one crushed as well. So all 4 of those were like I was like, "Wow, this is crazy."
Yeah.
Do you
The
think we're gonna get
rooms.
some DJ in the comments like, "Well, guys, you know,
You weren't playing
I've
enough
been playing
B-side
One
stuff.
Direction for 15 years." And I'll be like, "Damn, One Direction didn't even come out for 15" or like, you know what I mean? Like
I wasn't playing I didn't play it enough because like I said, the rooms I was in, it was either house heavy or a little bit older. So the One Direction was just it wasn't sitting right to go too much deeper than
right.
than what I had played. But I'm sure you could have done like an original Liam, right? Did he have a big single?
His single was "Strip That Down." "Strip That Down." I played that as well this weekend. The
Did
one with
anybody get that one?
Quavo. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I actually had, like, the strangest way somebody requested. This dude came up and, like, was trying to be cool, and I'm like, like, you're just kinda being a dick." He was like, "Oh, my girlfriend wants to hear a song from that dude who died this week." And I was like, "Oh, One Direction." He's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Oh, you're cool, bro. You're cool." Like,
um
you like One Direction. Fine, just admit it.
Just admit it. Yeah, it was fine playing it. I got some other ones that I been loving right now is I've already mentioned this in the past, but that Kanye West Move On Up, Touch the Sky, Danny Diggs
Yeah, yeah,
bootleg.
that's a good one. Yeah.
Oh man, that one just does so well. And Disclosure, She's Gone, Dance On has been doing really well. And in that little set, it was there's a new Duck Sauce, Falling in Love. And
Yeah.
I love that song. I think it's super dope.
Why can't I think of it? But what I'm getting at is we're gonna have some guy in the comments that's got some random profile picture and 34 followers, and then he's gonna tell us what the best thing ever is to do in any situation, because that's typically what happens
Well, I
with
hope
a
he
random
does.
comment.
The more
He'll be
the
like, "You
merrier.
guys, I played 4 hours of One Direction, and, like, and you guys should have been doing that."
Well, I hope he does because I love those kind of comments. Those are my favorite.
Yeah, the it's always funny to me because I'm like, "Who are you? Reveal yourself, you
Reveal
troll."
yourself.
Yeah.
No, just keep them coming.
Now we're gonna have Demand on here. He's gonna start a spam account just to comment, on our all of our stuff.
I love it. I'm trying to find and one I wanted to mention here is Maitre Dona, and
Uh-huh,
it's for the letter U,
uh-huh.
and it's a tech house song that goes into the Crazy in Love drop. It's like
Okay. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
and then it
Yeah,
just hits
yeah.
them. That one gets a huge scream every weekend. I've really been killing that one. And someone made a nice little transition for that.
I think it's Joe
Uh,
Maz, the recently. I got it out of one of
well,
his
he did one that goes up, and then I
somebody
found
make one that
one.
goes down?
Yeah, and no, like a roller coaster.
Oh, that's sweet. That's cool.
Yeah, so that one was cool. I got that off of my video site, Melodrama Remix. So
Okay.
it comes right into the thing, drops down, and then builds back up and goes into it. So that was a cool little edit.
Um
Melodrama.
Let's see. Let's get into our sponsor picks, our DMS picks of the week. We got a few for you today. And with that being said, if you use the promo code Drew and Fuse Show, it'll get you 30% off your first month of activation. Promo code Drew and Fuse Show. I'll go first. Been loving all the Pete Down edits. I love this remix he did of the Spinners. I'll be around. It's the Pete Down 2024 remix. Really, really, really great edit.
This one's a little bit more wedding based. Is Tuxedo Cake? They just dropped a new album at the same time as Chromeo did,
Mhm.
and I personally love Tuxedo. I think I just like their sound, whereas Chromeo I feel has tried to go they've tried to walk the line of staying cool, but going pop and getting like a radio hit, but it just doesn't seem to translate the same way because I think they've
Mhm.
gone too far off the roots and really gone more of the underground sellout pop. It's just a vibe I give. I need to re-listen to the album a little bit more in depth, but I just haven't loved a lot of their last couple singles.
I think Chromeo, and we were talking a little bit about this. I think the thing that's most fun about Chromeo is that they don't take themselves too serious. Like P Thug, like I was telling you, is like almost like a character. He never talks. He's kind of like Silent Bob almost, where he like every video you see, he's just kind of doing something with his eyes, and he only talks through the talk box and all that. And they have their outfits that they stick to, and Dave's always like Rick James in his boots and his leather pants, and I think that's what's cool.
I
So
love that about them. Their imagery, their marketing, their
mhm.
DJ booths with the legs. I mean, I had one of those leg lamps that's similar to that in my
Right.
house for years. And so I think their imagery is fucking perfect. It's dope.
I I haven't
I just
seen I haven't seen Tuxedo in concert, so that's one thing that I would like to do. I've seen the Tiny Desk video that they did a while back.
I just like I like what they're playing right. I like what they're making right now. I like the vibe of it. Whereas the Chromeo stuff, I don't feel like I've really kept much from unless it's like this bona fide lovin' and
Uh-huh.
night by night, like the older stuff. So not dissing them by any means. They got great shit, I'm just
Right.
it walks the little bit cornier line to me than the tuxedo seems to be a little bit fresh.
But they do the same thing, right? They'll do a lot like a live band thing or a DJ set too.
That's what
Same
I'm
with
saying. They
Chromeo.
remind me of each other. So like I
Yeah.
put tuxedo on, I'm like, this is what I imagine Chromeo would still be like, you know,
Mhm.
where it's just very true to themselves, not trying to write something poppy and catchy. It's just this is us, and this is, I could listen to 100 of them, but I just felt like they've been around for a lot longer too, so they're evolving. But
Right.
I like that tuxedo. It's a new album coming out, hasn't dropped, but that cake definitely, could be a wedding song for sure.
Cake, 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 cake. My next pick, and it actually worked really well this weekend for me. Both nights when I played it, it's been trending on TikTok. Sabrina Carpenter, Bedchem. I made a little. I called it the disco edit, just because I bumped it up in speed by like 10 beats per minute. Put a little more beefy drums under it. Sabrina Carpenter, Bedchem, fused disco edit on DMS. I played it out of Bartender both nights this past weekend. And I have a really good redrum of Bartender that I play. And I feel like coming out of Bartender kind of mellowed it down a little bit. And then it allowed me to play another like Bedchem, which is kind of mellow and vibey. And it like kind of caught people by surprise, I feel like. And that was what made it hit pretty hard. Really fun little vibey song on
So
there.
so Saturday Night Live 2 episodes ago
Mhm.
did they had Ariana Grande as the host and no, it doesn't
Yes.
matter. It's just
Yes.
Sabrina Carpenter or any doesn't matter. But they did espresso and
Yes.
but they did it where she was cheating and it's like Domingo. And
Right.
so Domingo has gone fucking mad viral. Everyone's singing espresso as Domingo, right? So I
Right.
feel like espresso is gonna get a new life right now because of that.
I've seen it on trending on TikTok where the girls are singing about Domingo,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
the SNL
yeah.
skit is hilarious. Yeah.
So I definitely think espresso is going to get new legs here coming up.
I think you could be right.
Yeah. So speaking of my next DMS pick is a new Bruno Mars from is Rose, and it's apartment APT dot. I don't know if it's apartment, but that's what I'm saying. It is basically something that you can mix hot to go with. It's at 75 beats per minute with that same drum pattern,
Right.
and they're gonna just fit right together. So no, new Bruno Mars. It's always worth a look, and I want to say he was at the top of my songs of the week in my
That's
Spotify.
it's
New release.
Apache AP. It's short for a. I don't know what that means. What does it mean? It's abbreviated. It's Korean. It's a Korean meeting. Let's see. I'm trying to look it up on the fly here. Which it does mean apartment. So good job.
Yeah, there it
Nice.
is.
You speak Korean.
It's it is I'm a K-pop guy. No, maybe Rose is K-pop. Must be,
Maybe.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyways, yeah, it was it's a cool song. It's gonna fit right into that little 75 beats per minute. So you need to drop down to 75. There you go. There's a new one to throw in for that.
Love it. I got one more pick, and it goes on what we were talking about last week, where a Halloween song, Diggs called it Danny Diggs Halloween 2024 bootleg, but there's really nothing Halloween about the edit other than the song is Disturbia over top of Fisher jammin'. And I think it's really, first off, Disturbia is one I brought back and has been doing really well for me. So this is just a more funky version, and I like it.
So that's like like a wordplay, right? Where people
Yeah.
that are in the crowd, if it goes to Disturbia, bum bum, they're gonna go, "Oh my god, it's Halloween!" Go wordplay, DJ guy. Thank you.
Right.
My next pick is it's an older bootleg, but it's an exclusive. Since you did an exclusive, this is Scooter did this Taylor Swift versus ABBA, Cruel Summer, Dancing Queen. I mean, I was just talking about the old with the new, able to play a bunch of these mashups and make everybody happy. And I think that is a good one. That will be. It's hard to burn Dancing Queen, but I think you could either mix them together or don't play Dancing Queen and just play this.
Yeah. I've been playing it out of Dancing Queen really quick just for like the chorus. That's how I've been playing that one. And then I move on out of the
Yeah.
Cruel Summer. I think it's cool. I feel like I don't like robbing the crowd of their Dancing Queen moment
Right.
anymore because it's been so big. So that's the way I've been playing that one.
Yeah, but it's good to
You know?
have options. So I like it as an idea. So those that you aren't on DMS, you're gonna want to check it out. There's some exclusives for you.
Yeah, for sure. Edits to download. More edits to download. If you're not on DMS, make sure you go do it. Anything else you want to talk about this week?
No, I was just gonna probably mention a couple more edits, if you want, but other than that, I don't got nothing.
Mention them. Hit them with us.
Yeah, we were talking about some of the mashups, so I was just gonna go back and kind of relay some of those mashups that I did. I think is Phrase and Tails did the Hypnotize versus 679. That one's been doing really well for me. The Hypnotize hits with the, like it always does, but right before it falls flat, because the 679 comes in and people are like vibing out to it. So that one's been working for me. And then let's see, there some of these are just older ones,
Right.
Yeah.
We should mention we put a new bootleg up on our SoundCloud page. This one is not on DMS. It's the Addison Rae Diet Pepsi song. Drew a few weeks back was saying it got a great reaction, and he's been getting requests, and wanted to make a little more friendlier version to fit in the set. So we made that one, and it's up on SoundCloud. It's free download. You can go grab that.
It works on. It was getting played on this morning's radio show on the way to school. So
there you have it.
There you have it.
And the girls seem to like it. I've noticed. I played it both nights this week, early on in the night, and I could see they're sitting there rocking back and forth when I played it.
Yeah, they know it. Yeah, they know it. Cool. That's all I got. Keep it short.
That's all
and sweet.
we got. All right. Until next week, we'll see you guys later. Peace.
Peace.